Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I want to start this short reminder with a question. As believers and as Muslims, why should we always have hope for the future? To answer this question, I want to discuss one verse from the Quran. And this verse belongs to a surah that we recite quite frequently. And even though it's only a few words long, when we look at the deeper meaning behind this verse, it gives us a hope and a faith in Allah's mercy and in Allah's majesty. And the verse I am referring to is the first verse of Surah Al-Falaq. And the verse states, "Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of daybreak." When we study the Quran, realize that not only do verses and stories have meaning, but even the choice of words Allah uses often has a deeper meaning. Here, Allah describes himself as the Lord of daybreak. So why does Allah describe himself this way? He could have said anything. He could have said the Lord of mountains. He could have said the Lord of mankind. Why did he choose to describe himself as the Lord of daybreak? The reason Allah chose to describe himself this way is because of what dawn and daybreak symbolize. In nearly every culture, daybreak and dawn are symbolic of hope. Whether we are in the Middle East, Asia, or even in America, daybreak is symbolic of good change and new beginnings. While night is symbolic of hardship and loneliness, daybreak marks the end of bad times and the coming of a new day or a new phase. So Allah chooses to call himself the Lord of daybreak to symbolize and remind us that he is the one who can bring about positive change in our lives. He is the one who can bring relief in our lives. In other words, Allah is demonstrating why we should always have good hope in him no matter what we're going through. Whatever has happened in the past, whatever bad we have experienced, or whatever we might still be experiencing, it is Allah who holds the power to wash away our bad situations and bring about a positive change in our lives. And that is why we should never lose hope in him, and why we should keep turning back to him no matter how hard things get. Also, most evil occurs at night. Most robberies, most violence, most crimes occur at night. During the night, the bars and the clubs are open. And dawn eliminates the evil. Because during the day, people have to be productive and go to work or school. In the same way that day eliminates night, it is Allah who eliminates evil. It was Allah who eliminated the evil of Pharaoh. It was Allah who eliminated the evil of the pagans in Mecca. And it is Allah who can eliminate the hardships we face in our lives, whether it be something physical or mental or spiritual. And Surah Al-Falaq reminds us of this truth. Lastly, the final reason Allah describes himself as Lord of daybreak is because no matter how long the night is, dawn always comes to wipe away the darkness. Some nights are longer and colder than others. Nights in the winter are longer and colder than nights in the summer. But no matter how long or cold a night is, the dawn always comes and washes away the darkness. In the same sense, sometimes the things we face in life may seem like a never-ending battle. But Allah reminds us that just like the dawn always comes to wash away the darkness, if we keep good hope in Allah, then eventually His divine help will always come to alleviate what we may be facing in life. No matter how dark a night is, it can never hold off or resist dawn. When there is light and darkness, light always supersedes darkness. Even a small candle by itself can break through darkness. But when it is daybreak, the light does not simply break the darkness, it floods out the darkness in one swift stroke. In the same sense, when Allah's divine help comes, it floods and wipes out all our obstacles and all of our struggles in one instant. The first verse of Surah Falaq in and of itself paints a visual of Allah's majesty. It reminds us never to lose hope in Him and to always keep hope for a better tomorrow. For the rest of Surah Falaq, Allah lists some evils we may face in the world, like envious people, or the evils lurking in the night, or the evils of black magic. But before listing the evils we may face in the world, Allah first talks about His majesty. Allah reminds us of His power before listing out the evils of the world to remind us that no matter what we face in the world, the power and majesty of Allah far exceeds whatever problems or evils we may face in our life. So when we recite Surah Falaq, we should not just recite the surah on autopilot. We should have the attitude that whatever I face, my Lord is far greater than any obstacle I may face in my life.